When the sun rises over the fields along the edge of the forest, farmers often begin their day by checking their crops. But sometimes, the scene in front of them immediately reveals that something happened during the night. Patches of soil have been torn up, young plants have been uprooted, and long grooves across the ground show that a herd of wild boars recently passed through the area searching for food. The damage they leave behind is not limited to destroyed crops. In some cases, unexpected encounters between people and wild boars can also become dangerous. With their rapid reproduction and tendency to move in large groups, wild boars have become one of the most damaging animals to agriculture in many parts of the world. For this reason, many modern wildlife management programs now focus on trapping systems that can capture an entire herd rather than dealing with individual animals one by one. One of the simplest techniques that has existed for a long time is a net trap combined with a deep pit. This method originates from the traditional experience of rural communities, where people use available materials to create an effective trap. First, a deep pit is dug in an area where wild boars frequently pass or near the bait location. The mouth of the pit is then covered with a strong wire net or steel mesh. Wooden stakes are driven around the edges to secure the net firmly in place and keep the structure stable when weight presses down on it. Bait is placed directly above this area to attract the wild boars. When one approaches and steps onto the covered surface, its weight causes the net beneath to collapse. The animal loses balance and falls into the pit below. Although the trap is simple in construction and reflects ancient hunting techniques, it can still work effectively in areas where wild boars frequently move through. Alongside such traditional methods, many agricultural regions today also use large steel cage traps to control wild boar populations. These traps are usually made from thick steel panels assembled into a strong structure capable of withstanding the impact of large adult boars. The trap frame is often circular or square and several meters wide, secured to the ground with steel stakes to ensure stability. At the center of the trap, bait is placed to encourage the herd to return for several nights in a row. During the first stage, the trapdoor is usually kept open so the animals become familiar with the metal structure. Once they begin entering and leaving naturally without fear, the drop door system is activated. When the entire herd moves inside to feed, the door closes, forming a secure enclosure that keeps them within the steel frame. Adult boars can be extremely strong and may try to ram the bars in an attempt to escape. However, the reinforced structure is designed to withstand such force until wildlife control teams return the following morning. As the sun rises over the fields, the effectiveness of these trapping systems often becomes clear. Capturing an entire herd of wild boars at once not only reduces immediate crop damage, but also helps limit future population growth. A single adult sow can produce several litters each year, allowing a small group to quickly grow into a large population if not properly managed. In this context, both traditional pit traps and modern steel cage systems highlight an important point. Wildlife management is not only a reaction to damage after it occurs, but also a long-term strategy to protect agriculture and maintain ecological balance. In the ongoing contest between humans and an intelligent animal like the wild boar, understanding their behavior remains the most important key to success. In a small village in the southern United States, the nights are no longer as quiet as they once were. Wild boars have begun to move in, tearing up fields, bending wooden fences, and leaving fresh tracks right beside the homes where people live. But this time, the villagers chose a different approach. Instead of reacting the old way with scattered and short-term measures, they made a new decision together: to build a shared control system for the entire village. This system was designed to guide the movement of wild boars and reduce long-term conflict with wildlife. This time, the question was no longer, how many wild boars can we catch? but how to ensure the entire village could sleep peacefully again. The biggest change was not the equipment, but the mindset. The goal of the system was not to catch as many boars as possible, but to break their habit of moving toward the village. The focus shifted from reaction to prevention. Instead of placing traps in areas already heavily damaged, control structures were positioned in transition zones, places where wild boars usually slow down when moving from the forest toward farmland. Here, they reduce their speed, observe their surroundings, and assess the environment before choosing their next direction. These are the critical points in their travel routes. Even a small change here can influence the movement of an entire herd. For that reason, each structure is not considered a separate trap, but part of a broader control network surrounding the village. Effective control begins with strategy, not tools. Once the system was established, residents began using bait to attract the wild boars. During the early stage, no traps were activated. Everything remained unchanged for several nights, allowing the boars to approach, observe, and gradually become familiar with the structures.
Come on. Load up. Dusty. Come on. Come on.
The cameras installed were not meant to count animals, but to track how they move, how long they stay, and how the group responds to the environment. This data helps managers understand wild boar behavior and make decisions based on observation rather than guesswork or instinct. By avoiding rushed intervention, the system operates according to natural behavior instead of forcing outcomes. When animals do not feel threatened, their true behavior becomes visible. There is no sudden blockade and no aggressive driving away. Instead, subtle adjustments gradually reduce how often wild boars move deeper toward the village, guiding them back to their natural areas. For the wild boars, these are simply different choices within their environment. But for humans, it is a way of guiding behavior without increasing stress or unnecessary risk. The entire system functions as a unified structure, driven by data, timing, and coordination between people. A system is only truly effective when every part moves in the same rhythm. By the next morning, the village slowly returns to its familiar rhythm. There are no new tracks on the ground and no new damage to fields or homes. Life begins to stabilize again. In wildlife management, long-term solutions rarely come from direct confrontation. They come from understanding animal behavior, using data, and applying responsible guidance strategies. Peace does not come from how many animals are captured in a single night, but from creating an environment where people and nature can coexist without conflict.
There you go, there you go. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, yep. Let's go, let's go. Yep, 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 yep. There you go.
If you found this story interesting, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to explore more real stories about life and nature.